Well, hello, fans. I'm here once again with Alan Hinton, coming here in a wheelchair. Alan, thank you ever so much for joining us.
No problems. I'm happy to be on the move and happy to be with you, John.
Well, Alan, the Sounders are probably in the stretch run for the playoffs. 3 really important games, 2 against Portland. What are your thoughts on these upcoming 3 matches, and how do you think it's going to play out?
Well, the Sounders are in a good run. As I said before, I was pretty sad when Ziggy got let go. Felt he should have got till the end of the season. I will always think that. But the bottom line is that Brian Smetzer, who was really a student of mine in many ways because I brought him into the Sounders as a draft pick at the end of '79 for the '80 season. And then I had him at the Tacoma Stars alongside his 2 brothers, Walter and Andy. And Brian's done a wonderful job youth coaching. And then, of course, he'd been with the Little Sounders for many years under Adrian Hanauer. And then he's been the first assistant coach to Ziggy for almost 8 years. He's ready to be a head coach. And he's also ready to be a top man in this area as a homegrown coach. He could be the most successful homegrown person ever if he can turn the thing around at the Sounders. And he's had a good start. Lodeiro coming in has been a huge bonus for him. Ziggy will take it to his grave what would have happened if Lodeiro would have played for Ziggy, but that's not happened. So we got to support the Sounders. They've won 2 games and tied 1 under Brian. Portland on Sunday night, 6:30. I'm sure there'll be the biggest crowd of the season here, maybe at least 50,000, approaching 60,000 possibly. It's a huge game. I do think the Sounders can beat them here. Valeri's a very good player. Odie always seems to do well against us in terms of scoring goals, and you've got Chara and Nagby, a little bit vulnerable at the back. They are. They're not having a great year, so I think the Sounders will beat Portland in Seattle Sunday. Then they'll go to Houston. I think they can win again. The momentum will take them into that game with a 3-game winning streak if they beat Portland, and then of course the week after they go to Portland again. Now that's going to be the big test. And if the Sounders can come through that, they'll be firmly in the playoffs.
You mentioned Lodeiro earlier. How is it that one player can make such a difference? Is that feasible? Is it just a mindset change? What really happened with the club?
Well, first of all, Lodeiro is the top player. He makes things happen. He loves being on the ball. He takes responsibility. He sets up people. Lodeiro came in here as a leader. He wanted the ball. Give me the ball and I'll set you up, rather than needed to be set up by Dempsey and Morris. Have you noticed what's happened? I mean, Dempsey's now got 3 goals in 1 game. He missed a penalty kick against Salt Lake City, had a couple of other chances, looked as if he was interested in playing again. Jody Morris, who, in the last 2 games, you've seen a different dimension from this kid. I mean, I'm in awe of what he's done. He looked a good player. He's a bit of a pit bull. 2 games ago, he could have had 5 assists. 5 assists. And then last week, he played very, very well. He actually scored a goal on a really good cross from Lodeiro. He headed the ball in the back, and that's another dimension of his game that we haven't seen too much of. So we're now seeing more and more of the good things that's coming from Jordan Morris. So Dempsey's on fire. Morris is doing great. Ivancic will respond to the more control and let him cross the ball like he did so well and score a goal. And in the midfield, you've got Ozzy Alonso and Christian Roldan, who are really, really putting their foot on the opposition's feet and stopping them create anything. Salt Lake City created nothing against the Sounders. The only goal they got was on a Stephen Fry error. Sounders were very dominant, could have won 4-5. So I think the Sounders are now in for a time where they are scoring goals. They didn't score goals all year because they weren't good enough. Now, with Lodeiro, he's I really hate to sort of build a player up so quickly when he's only been here 3 games, but he's looked marvellous.